Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
All right. Hello, everybody. Live from the Xfinity studio. This is the Anthony Gargano Show, and I am not Anthony Gargano, but I'm happy to be here. Cuz under the weather. We'll get him back soon. I can't be Cuz. We won't be Cuz, but we'll try to just keep the place warm for him as we move on here. We got VG. We got Bree behind the scenes. So it's VG, you got to be the glue here because you're the, like, this is
You're
like.
bad.
The,
you want me to be glue? We're in trouble.
Yeah,
we're
this
in
is
trouble.
like, this is like, you know, everybody's left. You got replacements in here.
Yeah, I'm definitely not like
afford.
Gorilla Glue or anything like that. No, this is like Elmer's. It's very sensitive and delicate. Don't give me too much tension or we split apart.
It's like the dentures glue.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, I don't know anything about them. I don't want to know anything about it, but hopefully I'm as good as that.
All right. Well, we got a lot to talk about. Fun time of the sporting year.
Everything's popping off right now.
Everything's popping. Hopefully the weather turns.
That's what they're
we
saying.
Got the Phillies on Thursday. It's supposed to be nice, right?
Suserio saying 73 degrees. 73. Rain's going to hold off till Friday morning. Yeah.
How do you feel about the Thursday and then 2 days off?
Is it just one? Is it?
Is it just one?
Just a one. Yeah,
okay.
it's just a one in case it rains on Thursday. They got Friday.
Okay, we got that.
I don't like it because you get all you're ready to go, but if it rains on Thursday, you need that Friday. So I understand it. I don't like it.
We got the Jared McCain thing to talk about.
Oh man,
coming back last night.
Thank God they got
embarrassing
a
the Sixers
video.
As they deserve. Right?
The tribute video. Do we need it? I mean,
well, it is funny. Like,
it's a very likable guy, but he's here like a year.
But they shouldn't have traded him.
Right.
It's an embarrassing thing, but to give him a tribute video is like
make Maury watch it. I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I do kind of like that. We're going to talk to Kyle Neubeck. He'll join us in the 10 o'clock hour. EJ Smith's going to join us, talk a little bit about, I guess, what's going on with the Eagles, but you mostly want to talk Love is Blind with him.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into Love is Blind.
Yeah.
They're bouncing around town. They're at Rittenhouse Square. They're all over the place filming. So, yeah.
Now, you got spies all over the place. I know that.
Well, I mean, I rely on the Philadelphia paparazzi, Huey Dillon, Philly Chit Chat. Do you know Huey?
I don't know him.
Oh.
I'm aware of Philly Chit Chat, but I don't know Huey.
It's Hugh E. Dillon.
Oh.
Great guy, but man, he hustles. He knows every celebrity in town, and if he doesn't, someone feeds him the info. He's a great follow on Twitter.
Do you rise to the level of celebrity?
No. I see him I run into Huey all the time. He never knows who I am. I'm like, it's VJ, Huey. We get pictures taken. No, he isn't.
And every time you got to reintroduce yourself?
He's a very busy man, but he meets A-list celebrities. He can't be hanging out with me.
He can't be turning his nose down at you.
Yeah, he doesn't turn his nose. He's just, I don't know, maybe he's like me, enjoys a little herb or something.
Yeah,
no, that's not
true.
true.
Be it.
I know he's sober. I know Huey's sober. Yes, that is not true.
Well, as far as you know.
Yes.
The Brain is going to join us at the end as well.
Thank God he's been on another hemisphere. He's been in Australia, New Zealand for like 2 weeks.
Ooh, we can try out our accents.
You have an Australia. No, you have an Irish accent, I've heard.
I got all kinds.
All right,
I got
let's
everything
go.
in the
Yeah,
bag.
let's see if he
New Zealand is different. You got to add, you replace the A with an I.
How do you know this?
You like Big Pick. I was wearing my Big Pick to school.
How do you know this and why?
I don't know. You just these things you pick up through life.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to add characters.
Add characters to what?
You know?
Yeah, you got a whole repertoire, like a one-man to Bo Wolf one-man show.
I try to be able to do a bunch of different accents, you know?
All right. Let's see how they go. Let's see if Brain thinks they're all... I'll set odds if he likes them or not.
How does this part of the year stack up for you? Is this?
I like it. We're getting rolling, man. Yeah, we don't have football, so that's a void. But I mean, college basketball is my favorite sport probably of them all. And we got baseball, so yeah, I love baseball. It's every day. I don't have to worry. I got an excuse to go.
I like the way that Cuz put it the other day. The great companion.
Yes,
fantastic. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
it's your buddy for 5 months.
Like, if you're not like us bopping around town, if you stay at home a bit, it's great. Like my dad passed like last year, so my mom's looking super forward to this. Phillies are her thing every day. Even spring training, she's locked in on it. So, yeah, it'll put a sense of ease and companionship.
The characters of your daily life.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's good because that's the first question I have for you.
Okay.
In the Daily Five.
Well, we got Bo Wolf.
Put together a little Daily Five.
Bo Wolf Daily Five. I'm not
prepared for this, but try to get a little bit going on here.
All right.
I'm curious about the Phillies. So, in thinking of them as the companion, right? The guys who are going to be with you for so long. Part of the frustration, I think, for some Phillies fans is that, it's a bunch of the same guys. There's not enough different, but there are, I think, three major newcomers, right? You got Justin Crawford, you got Andrew Painter, and you got Adolis Garcia, right? These are
Yes.
the three new introductions of characters into your daily life. Brad Keller, if you want to get a little bit nasty, but that's probably not going to be the number
pretty
one.
Excited to see him.
Of the newcomers, who are you most excited to have in your life to follow?
Oh, it's Andrew Painter. I mean, that's the future. You got a young stud pitcher, one of the top 5 prospects in all of baseball, and nothing says winning baseball like a good rotation. If he's good, if he just comes out this year like a number 3, get an ERA hovering around 3.5, man, I'll be delighted.
That'd be great. But
Yeah.
he's going to be. I mean, he's going to be a rookie. I don't know.
He's a phenom, we've been told. He's untradeable.
Yeah.
At one point, the number 1 pitching prospect in baseball.
At one point,
Yeah.
that point is no longer now.
Right. Well, damn.
I kind of think my answer would be Crawford. Now, only in part because you're talking about an everyday player.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy who's going to be on the field every day. Whereas Painter, you got to wait, and the speed. Like, that's an exciting element to.
What is top level ceiling?
I'm not saying he's going to be
Crawford?
a better player. I'm just saying in terms of like a character in your day-to-day life.
Yes, you're excited.
I'm
about
excited
Crawford.
about having Crawford around.
All right,
yeah.
you like the little slap hitters.
Plus, him and Garcia brings a little bit of a needed vibe change to the makeup of the mayonnaise.
We're going to be yes, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. And the defense that you get out of Garcia alone. He's a borderline Gold Glove defender out there. Slightly better than Nick Castellanos. I don't know. Crawford.
Are you more excited to just not have Castellanos in your day-to-day life?
Yes. He's such a curmudgeon. And I sit down 111, like the first left field line or right field line. He's just never that fun out there. He's just always a little curmudgeon.
Who's fun?
Don't get me started on fun. We had a sad day yesterday, and everyone acts like I'm a maniac. I'm sad about Stubbsy leaving. And what's making him sadder for me, he stinks. I know he stinks. Seems like a nice guy. He gives vibes, but they're either going to trade him or release him. And the thing is, no one wants him. He's not going to get traded. So that makes me feel sad for him. He's just going to get released and go away.
But he's going to be partying somewhere. It's like
here, hopefully.
Yeah.
Like DJing around town, maybe.
That's probably a good landing spot for him.
700 Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Saturday nights with
they'll
Stubbs.
rename the place in the bank to like Stubbs' Corner instead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be great if he was a bank DJ down there.
I kind of like that. All right, question number 2. Because I'm thinking about the McCain trade, and as you said, Maury having to sit there and watch the tribute video. Tell me, over the course of your life, who is the GM or owner in Philly who you have hated the most?
Whew. This is not going to go over well.
Going anti-management, okay.
He's a legend, but Howie 1.0.
Oh,
not a fan of Howie 1.0.
Okay.
He thought he was the smartest guy in the room. He tried to outsmart everybody. And, Chip put him in the closet.
Yeah.
He got laughed at by the Vikings for the Rieger pick, Jalen Rieger.
Well, that's 2.0.
No, but that's like early. Like I know it's 2.0, but
he'd already won a Super Bowl at that point.
He had?
Yeah.
All
Rieger's 2020.
Oh, you're right. See where my mind is? But he's been a different person since the second incarnation of him. So he used to do a show with Anthony every like Monday or Tuesday.
Yes, back in the day. I think you're thinking this is like 2010, 2011 or so.
Yeah, I was relentless. I'd call him every week.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, he hated my calls. I'd call every week. And
Did you know Cuz yet?
I was a regular on Cuz's show.
Okay.
Yeah, we would text. He would amp me up to call in and bust his songs a little bit. Yeah. But
a little behind the scenes, how the sausage gets made at the beginning.
Yeah, like
1.0.
He wasn't great, Howie 1.0. I thought he was just a little too cocky, demeaning, talked down to the fans. But now I love him. He's the greatest.
Okay, so you think he needed the
I do
the browbeating basically by you, and in other words, you turned him into who he is.
No one could do that. It was purely Chip. Chip is the only person capable.
That's an interesting answer.
Yeah.
Here's my next question for you.
Oh, Joe 76 has a great answer though. Billy King is hard to beat too. I mean, he single-handedly ruined like 3 franchises, one of which was here. Yes.
Yeah, but if you want to go owners too, then you get to like
Yeah, who do you go? What
Sheep? You go like Leonard Toews if you want to go back, or
he was just drunk
before my time.
Yeah. He was just having a problem with drinking. How about you? You got a GM that grind your gears?
Although you know what, I do think that this would not be my answer, But I do think that Ruben gets kind of a pass. Amaro, like, he did kind of waste.
He had a lot of talent.
Yeah.
I would say, too, I mean, I'm wearing the Flyers thing today. You know, Bobby Clark irritated the hell out of me, too, because he was just so rooted in old school philosophy and old school Flyers. We've had a lot of bad ones here.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, something about early on Howie drove me crazy.
All right, next question for you. 24 hours, you get to have any athletic skill possible.
Yeah.
You get 24 hours with it. You want to dunk.
Yeah,
you want to be
that's it.
dropping,
It's
450
It's
feet.
dunk.
It's dunk for sure.
There's nothing. All I want to do.
You want to be throwing 105 miles an hour.
Nah, because I'm a hooper at heart. I was a hooper as a kid. If I would do anything to be able just to sky and dunk a few times.
How were you ever close back in your day?
I could touch the rim. I can grab the rim, but that was it. Yeah.
I mean, grabbing the rim is close-ish.
You still got to get like another foot to get the ball over there. Yeah, no, but yeah, that would
dunk
be
for a day.
Yeah.
And would you just spend 24 hours in the gym?
Oh, I'd be making TikToks like crazy, just dunking over everybody. I'd have Bree. I'd be dunking over Bree, everybody. Yeah. How about you?
You know what I would do? If I could be like an Olympic level sprinter.
Yeah.
Just to run that fast.
Just hang out, see you running through the neighborhood.
Oh my God.
What was that? There's Bo.
I mean, dunking would be great. I've already, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like the baseball stuff, I've already sort of felt that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it might be nice to throw 100, but I've blown it by people before.
Are you a baseball player at heart?
I was.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Like I'm not like a hockey player, so that could be cool because I never felt what it's like to be like a really good hockey player and skater. That would be a fun thing.
I would love to be able to ice skate.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And it would be a different feeling. But I was a very good athlete, but I was never fast.
Okay.
So if I could feel like just to run like Usain Bolt.
Yeah, around the bases.
It'd be unbelievable.
So you weren't stealing a lot of bases?
Now I would steal because of the game awareness.
Yes.
Best time is always stealing third because you get a big lead off second. They're going slow. They don't expect you to go. I could steal third all day.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking now too because we just watched the Olympics. I would love to be able to do like a super G, just like fly down on skis. That's another one. I think the skiers, the super G downhill skiers are like the cool Olympians.
Yeah, or like would you do like the snowboard half pipe? Get big air.
I like that, but no, there's something about the super G guys. Yeah.
Okay. Bree, what about you? You get one day.
Mm-hmm. I want to dunk.
Now
I'm 5'2", guys. I would love that.
The TikToks of the both of you going back and forth in a dunk contest.
Dunking over me.
She's dunking over you now.
Yeah, flying over me.
I want to be like one of the Monstars and just
yeah. There's just something that and you got to have someone standing around that you can dunk on.
Yes.
But
then people would say it's like a deep fake. They wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah, I wouldn't believe it either.
You would need to call like the local news to make sure that they got
see me dunking on people.
Yeah, exactly.
I dunk on cuz. I love to dunk on cuz.
All right. Question number 4 is a throwback to a conversation from yesterday with EJ, and we can ask him about it when he comes on. But do you use in texting, in text threads, do you use the exclamation point reaction?
Like the double exclamation point?
Yeah.
Yes.
When you use that,
yeah,
do you use it to mean like wow, or do you use it to mean like, oh, I agree with that?
Like in a reinforcement, like yes, like 100%, yes, this,
like a 100,
like
yes.
this, yes.
Okay, Bree, how about you? Because I think this is like a cultural or a generational divide.
Yeah, I think it's like a retweet, like yes, preach.
Yeah, this is different.
Yeah, what he said.
I use it as like, wow, like what an exclamation point is actually supposed to be.
You're a wowzer?
Whereas the younger generation, it's more just like a, I agree with that.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what you use it for too?
Yeah, like a yes, 100% on this, yes. Wow.
That's what the 100 is for.
Wow is WOW. Wow.
No. Exclamation point. It's like, oh my God.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Well, 67% of the people on the
Did
show
they?
yesterday agreed.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know.
What's the average age of that?
All right,
group?
last question for you. Next week, EJ and I will be living it up with the 0.1%. Okay, we go to the owners' meetings.
Oh.
Yes, and this is
Where
it's
is
a
this?
it's in Phoenix this year. It's a very unique cultural situation because you have the schlubby, bottom of the barrel NFL reporters, okay,
Yeah.
who are all staying at motels,
Yeah.
descending upon the nicest hotels you can imagine, where the billionaires are all there, ostensibly in meetings, but really just to sort of glad hand with each other and laugh about how much money they're making and stealing from the players. The hoi polloi. Okay.
What is hoi polloi?
My question for you is, if I snap my fingers and you were a billionaire tomorrow, what's your first big purchase?
A beach house.
A beach house?
Yeah. In Southern California, probably.
Okay.
Or Hawaii. Yeah. Not South Jersey. I love the South Jersey.
You would
peeps,
not fit
but
in. Yeah.
Can't do it. Or West Hollywood. I'm a big West Hollywood fan.
Okay, why?
I just love I love the weather. I love the vibe. I love the Hollywood area. There's a lot of the energy out there. There's a lot of dreamers. A lot of people go out there with big dreams.
That's true.
So it's a different mentality of people.
It's
a lot of
very romantic.
optimistic people.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of shallow, superficial people.
Sure.
But you gotta
naive to some degree, but
naive as well. Yes. Yeah. No, Rich McAteer. I have not gone to Wildwood. I have plenty of great friends in Wildwood. How about you? What do you buy?
You know what comes to mind is this would be harder to require more space, but I do love the idea of a home movie theater.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
A little cave, like a little.
Yeah,
would you have the inclined,
an actual projector,
like an inclined floors, so the seats are a little.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, maybe like 6 rows or something like that.
Yeah.
Something small, but
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the idea of that.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if I hit $100,000, if someone hit me $100,000, all I want is a fountain soda machine in my house.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that.
Countertop one, they're like 5 Gs. I've looked into it. They're
Okay.
like 5 Gs. Yeah.
But then you got to worry about the counter space.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty compact.
Okay.
And the syrup is compact in the back of it.
Okay. How many?
You get 4.
How many
You get
spigots?
4 flavors.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
No, it's good. Right? Just $5,000.
Now you're gonna spring for you're gonna get pellet ice too, because if you're
you need an industrial ice maker, kind of.
Okay.
I just want to be able to dig into the ice like own a bar, like a bar ice machine. You like the small little pellet ice?
I think with fountain soda, I do
prefer?
like that is what I would want.
You like the ones with a little chew? You could chew the ice a little bit.
I don't need the chew, but I'm not against the chew. How about you?
I'm anti it. Yeah, I don't like chewing on anything.
What do you want? You want big cubes in a fountain soda?
I'll take whatever. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm impartial. I'm not an ice. I know people. My brother-in-law's an ice maniac. He's got a little tabletop ice maker. He's an ice connoisseur. He's always criticizing ice. Yeah, I'm just like, I just need a couple ice cubes. I'm good. I don't even like a lot of ice. Are you a lot of ice guy? Are you a halfway or more than halfway of ice?
Depends on the drink.
You go to Wawa. You go to our great Wawa on a Wawa Wednesday, and you hit a fountain soda. How much ice are you putting in? You fill it halfway, a third?
Then you're getting into like a cost benefit thing, because it's like, well, if I put too much ice in, I'm going to get less soda. So I'm probably going about a quarter.
Quarter ice?
Yeah.
All right. I'm about that. Maybe a little bit, a little
But
third. I go with third ice.
With the little guys, it feels, for whatever reason, it feels more abundant, indulgent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Love it.
Bree, how about you? What's your first big purchase?
Porsche.
Horse?
Porsche.
A Porsche?
I guess I'll take a horse.
You said a horse.
Porsche. You got
Same
you got
horsepower,
a model
right?
number, like 911? What are you doing?
Whatever one I like the best.
You
It's
go
just been
test
like a
drive?
childhood dream car, so it's like I have to honor my childhood
Your
self.
inner child.
Where
I
did
like
the
that.
affinity for Porsche come from?
I don't know.
Interesting.
You're just like so nice. That's
Have you ever ridden in one?
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was
Friend?
nice.
Family member?
Yeah, it was like a family member.
Oh.
Long time ago though.
Nice.
I was like, this is it.
How about a horse? You ever ridden a horse?
A pony. So maybe I do got to get a horse now. There it is.
I've never ridden
I
a
thought for
horse.
sure she said horse.
Yeah. Have you ridden a horse?
Horse.
I think I have when I was a kid, yeah. But I don't really remember it.
Yeah, I've never. I'm not adventurous
Something
like
to
that.
work
Yeah.
No?
Dude, I saw Christopher Reeves. I'm out on the horses. I mean, as a broken neck survivor, I am out on horses, dude. No way.
All right, fair enough. I think it's time for us to take our first break here. We've got the Daily 5 in the can. EJ Smith is going to join us on the other side, talk about how much he's looking forward to spending time with the billionaires and what his first purchase will be, and also what's going on with the Eagles. We'll talk Sixers. We'll talk Phillies. Stay with us here on the Anthony Gargano Show.
Parx Casino, my casino of choice. You got a great weekend of college hoop watch parties going on. And Parx Casino, it's just a great place for a night of headline entertainment and award-winning dining. They got a ton of good artists. Tickets still available for these headliners. Marcelo Hernandez from Saturday Night Live, July 12th. Friday, April 3rd, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members Cheap Trick take the stage. Saturday, April 18th, Grammy winner Melissa Etheridge. May 14th, Jacob Dylan and the Wallflowers. Comedian Andrew Dice Clay. Hey, May 16th, Long Island Medium. Hey, my cousin Teresa Caputo. June 6th, Saturday, June 12th, All McCartney Live, a tribute to Sir Paul McCartney. Gene Simmons Band, July 24th. ParxCasino.com to buy tickets. You must be 21 or over. If you got a gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. ParxCasino.com to buy those tickets. For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family-owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit GoldenNuggetJewelry.com to learn more and get that special gift.
We're back. Welcome. Time now to bring in our friend EJ Smith, the great Eagles insider, joining the show. Let's hit it. Oh, EJ, how you doing?
What's going on, guys?
Camera is looking clear this morning.
Hey, listen, what can I say? I got to make sure I come correct. Otherwise, I know you'll have something to say. Usually when I come on Anthony's show, I've got a good handle on what I need to be prepped for. I've got Eagles news right in front of my screen. I've got, my thoughts on everything. With you, I don't know where this could go.
We talk every day. How can I surprise you still at this point?
Yes, that's why I know that this could go a lot of different ways.
All right, EJ, here's my my first question for you. I don't know if you caught the end of the last segment, but yeah, you and I are headed off next week to spend some time with the billionaires. How do you comport yourself in those situations? Because you and I have not been teammates for this event yet. Are you gonna try to speak their language? You're gonna try to make fun of poor people with them? What's your idea of how to handle talking to the billionaires?
Usually I just try to be myself, which does not include making fun of poor people, or as you put it in the last segment, the hoi poi. I usually don't, pick fun at them. Usually I just try to be my normal self. And I think, maybe that's not always the best strategy, but it's usually the one that works for me. Yeah.
Okay. Do you like this event? Where does this event rank for you in terms of the value you see as a reporter?
I think it's the most valuable off-season event for reporters. It's more efficient than the Combine. The Combine is you're spending a lot of time for 15 minutes, for 5 minutes with somebody. At owners' meetings, it's sort of like, for lack of a better analogy here, it's sort of like shooting fish in a barrel. It's like all the people you want to talk to are readily available to talk to. It's definitely, for that reason, a little bit more efficient. It's really the only time we get to hear from the owner. So, I think it's probably the best off-season event from a coverage standpoint. I think we get probably the most insight we get on the team from any other off-season event.
And so, go ahead.
How much access do you guys have? If Lurie's down there, you can't just wander up to him at some point, right? Are there designated times where he'll do Q&A, or you can just mingle with him?
You can mingle with them. You're not going to have a recorder out, but yeah, we get opportunities to talk to all these guys. We'll get Howie and Nick as well. So yeah, we'll talk to the brain trust, and we'll have opportunities to sort of have conversations with them off to the side as well.
So here's the deal. Monday night at the owners' meetings, there's a party where it's the intermingling of the reporters and the front office people.
Okay.
And it's all off the record, and it's drinks are flowing, and all the reporters are like angling to try to muscle each other out to try to get like 6 minutes with Jeffrey or something like that. And it's like stupidly competitive, where it's like don't tell Elliot, but Jeffrey's over here. Like let's go.
Is it impossible to get one-on-one time?
No, it's not impossible, but it's also, I mean, it's like superficial. Jeffrey's not going to just unload his plans for the team with you, but it's a place to go.
Have you ever gotten like a good nug that you're like, yes. Oh man?
Yeah, you get good nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Gotta ask the right questions.
Big guys. Yeah. So Howie will speak, Nick will speak, and then Jeffrey will speak. Those are all on the record things. Jeffrey usually doesn't talk until like late on Tuesday.
And then Monday, Nick will be mingling amongst you all?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Although I think it's fair to say, EJ, that Nick's excitement for this event has probably dwindled over the years.
Was it ever high? I can't remember. Maybe it's first year.
That first year.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, the first 2 years, I think.
Yeah. After the Super Bowl in 22, I do remember there being a marked regression from Nick in terms of enthusiasm for the event.
And by the way, as it should be, I don't blame him at all for that.
I mean, I would like it if he embraced it a little bit more. But yeah, he definitely, that like Monday morning table press conference with Nick, he's always wearing the night before, which is understandable. A lot of us are, but you can definitely see it
this year. Yeah, usually for a long time, as long as I've been going, it's been the NFC. They do one morning is AFC coaches, one morning is NFC coaches, and as long as I've been doing it, the NFC coaches have always gone the morning after the party. So you see some coaches who are like banged up.
Oh yeah,
really, big time. Yeah. Like I think Vrabel comes to mind at one point. Like guys who are just
they're wording it after.
Yeah. Now this year they've switched it, so Nick should be actually in pretty good shape on Monday.
Yeah, I remember one year Tomlin looked especially. I know it's not the same day, but he just looked especially banged up. Like man, like that guy didn't sleep. There's no way he got a wink of sleep. So.
Do they take your phones? Are you allowed to bring your phones to this event?
You can have your phone, but I think it's kind of an like if you were to cross the line, that's the end of you.
Right.
What on the Jeffrey front, EJ? What are you interested to hear from him about?
I mean, a handful of things. The stadium comes to mind. The practice facility comes to mind. But honestly, like I always like to take stock of like where Jeffrey is with some of the major characters on the team. I'll be very curious to hear what he has to say about Nick Sirianni. And honestly, I'll be curious to hear what he has to say about Jalen Hurts. You often hear that Jeffrey is Jalen's biggest fan in the building. And I think it will be interesting to hear how Jeffrey feels like Jalen's play affected the way that last season went, and where he is in terms of a confidence level with Jalen. I'm not expecting him to come out and say, oh man, we're if he doesn't play well, we're moving on. I know he's not going to say a whole lot on it, but I do think the words he chooses will be very telling with some of these main characters on the team.
Right. You can compare it to the way that he's talked about him in the past.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's been effusive about Jalen in the past, and maybe he stays that way, or maybe there is a notable difference. So those will be the ones that stand out. I'll be curious, especially with Nick too. After the way the last season ended, curious to hear where Jeffrey's at with Nick. I'll be honest with you, I'm actually not all that curious to hear what he has to say about AJ Brown. I just know whatever he's going to say is going to be, the company line at the moment. I don't know if a statement from Jeffrey either way would really, change much about that situation.
How about Howie? What moves that he's made or not made this offseason are you curious to get his take on?
Yeah, I'll be curious to hear about the rationale behind the Riq Woolen signing, the vision that they have for the secondary and how much Vic Fangio played a part in that, and obviously how that has affected what they're doing at safety. What we talked about on yesterday's show about the fact that they seem like they are going to try to make do at that position for less where last year it was kind of more at that outside corner spot they were doing that. So be curious to hear about that. I will be curious to hear what he's willing to say about the AJ Brown situation on the record. What those conversations have been like and where things stand moving forward. I think he will be. It will also be selective in what he says, but again, similar to how Jeffrey will be with Jalen, there will be things to learn from what he does say on the AJ front. And then I think setting up the draft, what types of offensive linemen are they prioritizing? What types of, really just like how does free agency impact the way that they view the draft? Because I think, from my perspective, I think it makes a lot of sense for them to go offensive line heavy early in the draft. I think they could use a receiver. So those are things I want to hear from him on like what their priorities will be. He's not going to tell us what positions he's going to draft, but I think you can get a sense of like where they feel like the team needs to improve going into this next wave of the offseason.
I'm curious about the safety. The safeties are in flux, and they lost Christian Parker. They lost Tyler Yelk, who was like a secondary safeties coach. Was there, I don't know, were they disappointed with safety? Like why, like they let Christian Parker go, and then why the Tyler Yelk as well? It seems like there's no cohesiveness back there in the safety.
Yeah, well, they have Joe Casper. He was a safeties coach last year. He's a secondary coach now, and he's probably still going to have a hand in that position. My guess is that like the staff shakeup was probably reflective of that. Christian Parker really majored in the corners, and then Joe Casper was a safeties coach. I think they needed to kind of like make sure the rest of the room was capable of working with corners. So that would be my guess. That's just a guess too. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I think that with Reed, I think they did feel like he was going to be valued more elsewhere than, his contributions really would have warranted for the Eagles to bring him back. The number he signed for in Houston kind of affirms that they weren't really aggressive in his market. And I think it does speak to the fact that they feel like they can get by with less at that position. And with Drew Makuba, I don't know. It wasn't like a slam dunk, to reference your first segment with the slam dunk talk. It wasn't a slam dunk with Drew Makuba in his rookie season, but I think they're still optimistic about what it'll look like for him year two. So I don't think they were unhappy with the safety position, but I do think that they probably are feeling more like they can get by at that position with an Adoree Jackson type next to Drew Makuba. We'll see if they make a move. I think that there's still obviously a chance that they add somebody between now and week one, but right now it does, sort of reading the terrain, it looks like they feel like Marcus Epps and Michael Carter are good enough to kind of fill that position.
It's an interesting spot draft-wise for Howie because you've got Vic potentially on the precipice of retirement. We know they want to go offensive line, but it's not like they can count on Chris Cooper being the offensive line coach here for a long time. We'll see what the offensive staff is like. And so it's to me, less about fitting guys into the current scheme and the 2026 season and more about just talent acquisition, like getting really good players in here, and then you see how they fit. That's what the draft should usually be, but it is not always the case. It feels like it is especially the case this year.
Yeah, if you look at their track record drafting on defense, it wasn't always like an outright need. I would say they filled spots through the draft in those early rounds, but you think about some of the picks that they made, and they didn't always have like clear paths to the starting lineup. And if you think about like guys like Landon Dickerson also have come to mind as a player that didn't have a clear path to the starting lineup. So I think that's where they're at on offense. We've talked about this a little bit on our show too, where it's like there's not really a lot of clear paths to becoming a starter for a wide receiver or an offensive line that gets drafted. But if you look at the landscape that they have at those positions, they have to get younger, they have to get cheaper, and they kind of need to bring the next generation, the next wave of offensive talent into the fold because they have so many guys on defense who are going to be coming up for big contracts. So to me, like even if it is not with 2026 in mind, even if it is a Lane Johnson successor or, if AJ Brown comes back and it's an AJ Brown successor, I think that those are important things that they have to start planning ahead on because they're not going to be able to afford to fix it in free agency. They've got so many big contracts to hand out on the other side of the ball. This is kind of the natural transition. That's what Howie Roseman referred to it as, where they're going to have to prioritize offense, even if it does maybe hurt the 2026 Eagles to some degree, because I think it's just where they're at from a team building standpoint.
All right, you mentioned it, so it means you were watching. What's your answer to the 24 hours of having an athletic skill?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same side as you here. Now, well, really, I guess what I should say is like, can my athletic skill be like durability? Can it just be like my knees don't swell up when I play
Well,
basketball?
sure, but that's what you're going to waste your 20. You only get 24 hours. You're going to waste 24 hours on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
I mean, if
already
I had,
reached
like-
your ceiling, and now you're just going to be healthy at your same ceiling.
Okay, you know what? I actually would probably take like Steph Curry range. Dunking, like it's
Yeah.
fun, but like if I could pull up to like a pickup basketball court, and that leans into like the durability thing because it's like I don't have to move if I can shoot from half court,
Mm.
space the floor. Because I've told you before, I'm a really good like dirty work meat and potatoes basketball player, like rebounds, setting screens, like being able to find somebody in the post. Those are my skills. If I could stretch that to the 3-point line, I'd be a pretty useful player. If I could space the floor on offense and just get defensive rebounds, set people up with good screens.
So if I have Steph Curry range, I'd be a pretty useful player. Like,
I would,
what do you
yeah.
mean? Of course, you'd be Steph Curry. You get,
This
you
is
get to
like
have
the
any
Sidney
skill for
Brown
a whole
conversation.
day.
You have to be able to round out the profile. You have to be able to be a complete player, and that's what I would be doing. The one thing I can't
It's a very funny
do
thing
is
to imagine, like EJ going to just a pickup game, and the first time he pulls up from Steph range, his teammates are like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he starts making him. Like, all right, fine. But the idea of like trying to shoot that early with a bunch of strangers, they're like,
Oh yeah.
what
You're
the
like,
hell?
What? No.
What kind of player are you, VG, in your prime?
See, I was a 4, so I was power
Okay.
forward, I guess. So
Yeah.
rebounds, good range, good shooter.
Move the ball.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, that wasn't
kind
a
of like a
consistent-
Bobby Jones. He's a little older.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like that.
I used to comp myself to Anthony Mason.
Oh yeah,
Good
Little
undersized
physicality?
rebounder, but could bring the ball up in a pinch. Happy to good assists, but a little bit of range.
all right.
If
I
I
was
could
lucky
shoot-
enough to go to a Herb McGee clinic when I was super early,
Ooh.
super young. And I got to say, if anyone's out
Good
there with
righty lefty.
a youngster, man, just get those DVDs if you still got them. I don't know if he streams, but I mean,
I don't think
anyone
Herb
can
McGee is
learn.
streaming.
Anyone can learn to shoot. Yeah, I've looked at his
Yeah.
website. I think he's still selling DVDs.
Okay.
And he is
If
the
I could
best.
shoot, I would be a late career Kevin Love. That would be my game. Like again, just like the type of guy you need, the role player you need on the team.
All right. How about the first question from the Daily 5, EJ? Which of the Phillies newcomers are you most excited to have in your life?
I don't have a good answer for you. I'm sorry.
He's out. He hates the Phillies. He's out.
I am kind of out on the Phillies this year. I mean
Wow.
Garcia. I guess Garcia is the answer, but we'll see. But this is how I always end up. Like I will once it's slow in the Eagles season in the summer. I might dabble a little bit. I might watch a little bit of Phillies, but give me some time to warm back up. It's been the off season's been tough for me. With Phillies news.
All right. And what's your first purchase as a billionaire?
I really liked Bree's answer as a Porsche. Am I allowed to buy a house?
Yeah, I bought a beach house.
Okay, so I'm gonna buy a house closer to the studio. It's not sexy. but-
You never move
You can
close
just
to
buy
work.
the studio, EJ.
No, I would literally just buy a house closer to the studio. And if people on the real estate market, they know what I mean. It's tough out there. Feels like you need to be a billionaire.
No kidding.
Very, very like workman-like answers from
Yeah,
you.
very practical.
Yeah, you're too practical.
Yeah.
I want you to be a dreamer here. I want you to get, West Hollywood in your mind.
Yeah, you want to go hang
Well,
out with these
Porsche's a
billionaires?
good
Come
answer.
on.
I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, but you said my first purchase, and that's definitely my first purchase would be.
Okay.
What's
What's your indulgent
that-
purchase?
I'm probably buying like a Corvette or something that's also not. I mean, that Corvette's fun. I'd buy a C8 Corvette, a new Corvette.
Bree is nodding her head at you.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
You're a billionaire. You gonna buy a Corvette, a Chevy Corvette?
Yeah, I would. I mean, Corvettes are great cars. Yeah.
All right. No Maserati, no Ferrari.
No. That's too flashy. The Porsche is
Alright.
the perfect level. It's like, and the Corvette is kind of in that category too. It's like, yeah, it's fun. It's not too flashy. I could still drive it. Drive it in not any neighborhood, but you drive it in most neighborhoods and feel fine about it.
Yeah, give me like a Rolls Royce. Those Phantoms are like 40 feet long, driving down.
I gotta tell you, this is one thing that I've never had the itch for. Like I need a utilitarian car. I don't.
Oh, You're talking to a guy. I'm driving a 24-year-old car. Yeah, I'm with you. But I mean, I'm a billionaire.
Yeah. Okay. All right, AJ, what are we talking about on the Eagles show at 2:00 today?
Keely Ringo. Just kidding. I think we should do some breakout stars, though. We've talked a little bit about this, but some of the young players that we think could be maybe the next Zach Bond. So that's going to be part of what I want to talk about. But we could just do this on air. People can see how the sausage gets made for the PHLY Eagle show. I'm thinking about using our friend Shield Kapadia's format for today's show. So maybe we'll do the EJ8, and we'll give him proper credit. But yeah, I think that the EJ8 might be in store for today.
All right.
I need some help from you guys. Multiple mock drafts have the Eagles taken the offensive tackle out of Arizona State. How do I pronounce the last name?
Ihanachor.
Max
Ihanachor.
Okay. Would you guys be okay with that pick?
I think value-wise, based on what Fran has told us, it's like it's a touch reachy.
Okay.
But Fran does like him.
All right.
And he's got real upside. He's relatively new to the game, so there's some meat left on the bone developmentally, and he's got the traits that you would want from a first-round tackle.
All right. Sounds like a perfect guy.
I like Ihanachor. It's just the thing that's tricky is that without Jeff Stoutland, you're really putting a lot of emphasis on Howie Roseman's evaluation of offensive line, which, he deserves the benefit of the doubt. But the thing that stands out at 23 is that there's going to be 3 or 4, maybe 5 offensive tackle prospects that are all clustered together. So I'd be curious who he's passing on at 23 if it is Ihanachor. Is it? I mean, I doubt it would be Caden Proctor, but is it someone like Monroe Freeling or some of these other guys that are supposed to go in that range? And why would the Eagles choose Ihanachor over them? So it's just like it kind of reminds me of times where the Eagles have really kind of started a run at a position. And you have to be right when you do that. And listen, like they have been right at times. Quinyon Mitchell over Terrion Arnold as a really good example there. But there have also been times where they've started that run with less success. So it's an interesting spot at 23 because I do think they're going to have a pick of tackles, and it'll be really telling to see which one they pick.
That's interesting. I actually don't know that my feeling is that they won't have necessarily their pick of tackles. It will be more about who's still on the board. I feel like that the tackles will get pushed up the board.
Maybe, but there's a lot of those guys. I mean, there's a kid from I don't have the French draft guide in front of me, but there's like 3 or 4 guys who I constantly see in the 20s, going at
the
tackle.
Kid from Utah, Lomu.
Yes, yeah.
Caden Proctor, I think I've seen that area.
I think the kid from Clemson he's not the one that's rated to go really high, right?
Fran hates that guy.
Yeah, but he's still going to be a first rounder. So,
man, let's hope it's not that guy.
Some of them have.
I feel like Brandon and Howie are usually pretty synced up.
Omar Cooper from Indiana. Would you be surprised if they went wide receiver?
I really like him, but he jumped up quick. I mean, I liked him when he was projected to be a second-round pick. I mean, he's a great player, but 23 overall, that feels early for him. But I've seen him mocked there, so I would like it. I'd be a little bit surprised if they went with Omar Cooper at 23.
All right, EJ.
Oh, wait, EJ, are you up on Love Is Blind? They're all around town.
Oh man,
have you seen this?
I'm all the way caught up.
No, they're all filming. They're filming around Rittenhouse Square and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, do I want to know about it? I don't want to spoil the show. I don't want to know who's on, who makes it.
It's so great. I've seen people be like, I forget the name of the place they went to. What are they filming? And as soon as you see the picture on social media, it's all those like golden chalices that you can't see how much liquid's in there for continuity. It's like, Love Is Blind. Come on.
That's funny.
I'm excited. I hope I know at least one person on the show. Like, I got to know somebody, right?
We used to have our old intern, Skater Joey. He got through the first round. He submitted, and they reached out to him for an interview, but then he left. So I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't heard from him that he's on it. So maybe I'm not allowed to hear.
Well, maybe he's not allowed to say.
But they were like, 26-year-old skateboarder. Yeah, let's get him in here. So yeah, he did do an interview.
That's very interesting. I would like to. That would get me to watch. We got Joey on there.
Oh, he'd be amazing.
All right. Thank you, EJ. We'll see you at 2:00. Enjoy the rest of your interim.
All right. See you guys.
All right, let's take a little break here on the Anthony Gargano Show. Back with much more on the other side. In a little bit, we'll talk to Kyle Neubeck, and then we got the brain.
Ashley's anniversary sale is going on right now, and there are some huge deals you do not want to miss. You can get a king mattress for the price of a queen mattress on select Ashley sleep mattresses, or take advantage of no interest until March of 2031 on top bedding brands. And it doesn't stop there. During the anniversary sale, you can shop incredible deals across the store, including offers starting at just $64 a month for 60 months on the furniture and the pieces you love. Head in store or visit Ashley.com to shop the anniversary sale today.
Let's talk about my favorite, Wawa. You ever have one of those days where you look up and suddenly you realize you didn't eat and you go, oh my God, I'm hungry. That's what I've been loving what Wawa has been doing right now. $5 deals all day. Honestly, it just makes life easier, and that's what we need. Easy. You're starting early. Grab the $5 big breakfast meal deal. We're talking sizzling, hash brown, any size hot or iced coffee. Full morning win, $5. Available from 5 to 11 a.m. Later in the day, the value keeps rolling. The roasted chicken sandwich or crispy chicken sandwich created your way at $5, all right? They even have new teriyaki recipes for a limited time. Real food, real value, built for busy days. No planning, no overthinking. Swing in, grab what you need, keep it moving. Limited time. Wawa.com for details. Fuel up. Wawa's $5 deal. Gotta have Wawa.
Ashley's anniversary sale is going on right now, and there are some huge deals you do not want to miss. You can get a king mattress for the price of a queen mattress on select Ashley sleep mattresses, or take advantage of no interest until March of 2031 on top bedding brands. And it doesn't stop there. During the anniversary sale, you can shop incredible deals across the store, including offers starting at just $64 a month for 60 months on the furniture and the pieces you love. Head in store or visit Ashley.com to shop the anniversary sale today.
Back on the Anthony Gargano Show here on PHLY. Cause under the weather. He'll be back with a vengeance, I'm sure.
Yeah. Hopefully when he's healthy. I'm just trying to, I feel like the Neo in the Matrix, just dodging germs till opening day. Gonna be 72. I just want to feel healthy on opening day.
Are you going to go?
Yes, of course.
Oh, nice.
You not go? You're a baseball guy.
Oh, I'd love to go.
Oh.
I got a show at 2 o'clock.
Wow, the game's at 4:15.
Oh.
I'll see you down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not impossible.
No.
All right. Let's do our Pest of the Week, presented by our friends at Evans.
I'm very intrigued by this, because right away you were just like, I got one.
Oh, I got one. I got a Pest of the Week. Actually, I got, there's another one, but this is something you would appreciate. But my Pest of the Week, have you been following the election of a new head of the NFLPA?
I have not.
Oh,
this is good.
This is interesting stuff.
Who's the outgoing one?
The outgoing guy was the guy who was spending all the expense reports at the strip club.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that guy.
Yes.
Who was also like pro business to begin with and had like all of these conflicts of interests where he was also working for the league.
All right.
And that search was run in order to land that guy by J.C. Tretter. Okay. Who had been the players' leader.
Is he a former player?
Former player,
okay.
Center for the Browns, went to Cornell. Pablo Torre has done all the great reporting on this.
Oh, man.
And they just elected J.C. Tretter as the new
the guy who found the
president.
corrupt guy?
Yes.
Is now the president?
And when this all happens, J.C. Tretter's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm out of this. I don't want to be involved in this at all. Like, get me out of here. And then, very clearly, he just wanted to be in charge the whole time. This has been his angle. It's unbelievable. They are going to get railroaded by the owners. It is like apocalyptic news for the players, and they are head in the sand about it. It is wild. Was
he in charge of this committee of searching to find himself?
Well, he was in charge of hiring the first guy, and then sort of that guy who they hired, who was horrible, who was the strip club guy, creates a new position so that J.C. Tretter can be in the inner circle, like chief strategy officer, right. And like they're thick as thieves. So it's sort of like Tretter is the shadow president, and they're sort of like tightening the circle and getting rid of all the longtime employees of the NFLPA, and now they run this search. And guess who it is?
Who
It's
votes
Jason
on
Treader.
that? Do the Players Association actually vote
Player
on it?
reps.
The player reps
The
vote?
the 32 player reps and other members of the
man.
management the leadership council. And, you know, this is a situation where it's like not everybody has all the information. It's like, you know, there's a little bit of a cronyism buddy thing going on. And now, like, J.C. Treader, who is kind of like management friendly,
Yes.
is the leader of the labor union, and they are going to get absolutely roasted.
Do they have
in the
another
next-
negotiation coming up?
Wait, they want 18 games.
Oh, right. Oh, let me play in 20.
And Treader's going to be like, well, as long as I make my money off of it, good by me.
Give me an
like-
expense account.
Absolute disaster.
All right. Sounds like a great pest of the week.
Get him. We need Evans in there.
yeah. Clean
house.
out the whole association.
Yeah. All right. So there's your pest of the week.
It's outrageous.
I had VG, you and I live in the same neighborhood,
Yes.
which is always nice to see you around.
Mhm.
I had a very validating experience the other day
Okay.
where there's a person in the neighborhood who I've seen around.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get a good vibe from
They
this
rub
person.
you the wrong way?
Rubs me the wrong way.
Bad energy?
Bad energy. And like, you know, I've never talked to the person. And I'm
Interesting.
just like, you know what? Something, I don't like that.
They
I
just
don't like that
minding
guy.
their own business?
Well, not sort of. So I had this in the back of my mind. And then I was out, and a friend is telling a story of a bad interaction with the person. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you the story later. And then in the interim of that conversation, I'm like, oh, you know who I don't like? This person I say, and she's like, that's the person who I'm going to tell you about.
That's amazing.
So it was so validating to feel like I still got a good scouting eye
Yes.
on just the people out there.
Yeah. I had a similar interaction, not with me directly. I went to the basketball game Sunday, college hoop games, and my buddy Brian went into the bathroom, and he came out, and he's like, dude, I just got into it in the bathroom. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, there was this short Yankees fan with sunglasses giving some 80-year-old guy a hard time about the Phillies. Like, when's the last time you guys won? Blah, blah, blah. So my buddy intervened and had words with him. And then we met up with Danny D, the AD, who comes up here every Friday, and his crew. And I was like, my buddy just got in an altercation. And he said, yeah, this short Yankees fan. And they're like, stocky guy with sunglasses? They're like, yeah, like he's the worst. He's sitting in front of us. So he's just giving people the business everywhere.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
very funny.
yeah, very interesting. You got to give me a heads up on this person. Is it someone on your block?
No.
Okay.
Just somebody around.
All right.
That's very funny. What did you think of the experience going to the game? Because I went on Friday.
Thought the games were great. It's impossible to find good food down there. To find
it's a
anything
tough
to eat, I'm
situation.
sorry. They got a Cuz's Pizza. Anthony should be suing them.
I agree.
Cuz's Pizza it's not a good slice of pizza. I tried to eat healthy and get some, I don't know, like a burrito bowl.
Okay.
Fine, but not $17 fine. Like,
yeah, it's a bad situation there. Well, I was there. I mean, it had my son. We just popcorn, pretzel.
that's
and
a solid.
ice cream.
That's
it.
solid
Like, yeah.
choices. I was making fun of people. They had like a fresh salad bar. People were getting salads. I was like, that was probably the way to go. I should have got a salad for $14.
Yeah, it's tough. It's good. But
Sandwiches
it
were-
is a
Oh, and
unique.
check this out. We went to try to get a chicken cheesesteak. We're out of sandwiches. They're out of rolls.
What?
They were out of the rolls. They couldn't make hoagies. They couldn't make cheesesteaks.
What? They had a whole day off in between.
I know. Horrible food situation
Ooh.
down there.
It's an interesting atmosphere, those games, because you don't usually go to games where it's that neutral, right?
Yeah.
There's no true home team.
Mhm.
And when we went on Friday night, it's like there were 8 different teams involved, and so it was kind of like people rally for the underdog for the most part, but
Yeah.
it's not like a raucous
Mhm.
rooting interest, but it's people are just there to watch ball.
It's an interesting group of people because it's fans of the team and then just
Yeah,
hoop nerds,
yeah.
and it's wild. Were the student or the team sections pretty full for all the games?
Pretty full, but they're it's like a sliver. It's
And like the first game of each section,
Mm-hmm.
like UCLA was the second game. That section was pretty empty for the
Okay.
first game. Like by the second game, they were all full. The first game, people stick around, so it's a nice building for the second game. The first game was a little empty.
Yeah,
But-
it was actually kind of a mess getting into the place. They had to postpone the game just because they couldn't get everybody inside.
Is
in
that
time.
why it was so late? Because the UConn game was going on till almost 1 a.m.
On Friday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, and also the game before really dragged on.
Right.
Like the end of the game was like 45 minutes.
How late was it
crazy.
delayed getting in?
probably 15 minutes. They moved the tip, something like that.
And we talked about it briefly yesterday, but why are Philadelphia games tipping off at 6 and 9:30 on a Sunday?
Ridiculous. They got West Coast sites.
I know.
Like,
what's the point of the West Coast sites if they're playing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
I totally agree. Yeah, we kept my 8-year-old there till like 11:15.
No, I know, dude.
Crazy. He promised he was going to sleep in on Saturday, and he did not.
He did not?
So, yeah.
Yeah, I was a good dog hanging out Friday night. I was like, this game is still on. It's
crazy.
Like 12:30 at night.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep the tournament conversation going.
Okay.
Let's do our Ritas
Ooh.
run through March. Now, we like to pick a dark horse. There's not too many dark horses left. There's really only 2 underseeded teams in the Sweet 16 in Texas and Iowa.
Yeah.
Give me somebody off the 1-2 line who you like to actually make a run to the Final Four.
I like Texas.
You like Texas?
They're playing well. I'm not a huge Purdue fan.
Yeah, I've never liked Purdue.
No, I hate
liked their whole
Purdue
thing.
basketball. Ever since Gene Katie, I don't know. You remember that guy with the?
Do I remember?
The
One of the great
comb-over?
comb-overs of all time.
All time,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I think you picture a comb-over, you're picturing Gene Katie.
Gotta be Gene Katie. Now they
Yeah.
can't get to the Final Four because they're not gonna beat Arizona.
You know what? I kind of like Arkansas's chances of nipping them. No?
I don't know. I'm heavily invested in Arizona.
Is very good.
Yes, but Arizona runs 8 deep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nebraska. We had Matt Rule on yesterday.
Yeah.
4 seed.
They can.
That
score.
bracket's wide open.
Yeah.
I got Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois, and Houston. Houston, I'm not a fan of. Great defense. I don't think they can score. Well, man,
I know, but those other teams they all seem a little bit paper tigery.
And Nebraska would be
defense.
they're a 4 seed, but they would be a dark horse since they never even won a tournament game going into this tournament.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you got, could St. John's knock off Duke? I think that would
Yes,
be fun.
I think they can. They are.
Duke's been unimpressive
Duke's
so far.
guard play is mediocre right now.
Yeah, and John Shire does not inspire confidence.
No. Patino is just so cool. This feels like his tournament, kind of.
That's interesting. I would like to see the St. John's UConn rematch. And again, such a lazy job bracketing by the committee.
The East is nuts.
What are they doing?
Spread those guys
you can't
out.
put
a little
UConn
bit.
and St. John's in the same. First of all, St. John's should have been a 4.
Yes,
but then you can't put them in the same thing.
You just can't put all these coaches.
There are
in
so many little bracket principles that they just thumbed their nose at.
Any one of those teams should have been in the South.
Lazy job.
Johnny's could have been in the South. Like spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, that bracket stinks.
Horrible down there. Houston, Illinois, Nebraska, Iowa.
Awful.
3 Big Ten teams.
And the Michigan one too is bad.
Yeah, I hate Big Ten basketball. They're having a great
I don't
tournament.
like Big Ten basketball either.
Having a great tournament.
Who's the best story to win it all?
I would say Iowa State right now.
You think that would be the best story?
Who
cares about Iowa State?
They lost a really good player, and they're dominating people right now without him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That doesn't move the
best
needle.
story is probably
Patino.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say
I don't like
Patino.
Patino.
Oh, I love him.
But
you don't like him?
No.
Oh, man.
I mean, generally speaking,
The greatest ever.
I'm not usually a fan of coaches who sleep with their assistants' wives, but
one bad decision.
I mean, it was quick.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
But that would be an amazing story.
It would be insane. It's knocking down. He'd have to knock down Duke and then either Izzo or Hurley.
Yeah.
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 Let's go.
I kind of think, this wouldn't be the greatest story, but if Calipari did it at Arkansas, that would be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. He's more abrasive for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had
you like Patino, but you don't like
right.
Cal?
So if your son had to play
Oh, that's a good question.
for Hurley, Patino, or Calipari, where you send them?
Hurley for sure.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I think Patino of the 3 would be the last one. Because I think it's very transactional with Patino. And I think that Hurley and Cal actually care about the kids.
Well, yeah. Patino doesn't care. I mean, he just
Patino
sees them
doesn't care
all
about
as
the people at
players
all.
right now.
Yeah.
Like they're workers.
They're moving parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just his system.
I would go Patino still.
Really?
Yeah.
This is great. This is the biggest red flag I've ever heard from you.
That's why I don't have kids. Make bad decisions.
Because you want
with
them
that.
to play for Patino?
Yeah. I mean, Cal creates great pros, I have to assume if my kid's playing there, he could probably maybe go pro in Europe or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Hurley style. I'm out on the Hurleys.
I mean, listen, I know that he's abrasive in game and the histrionics of it all, but he very clearly like goes to bat for the kids.
Yeah. No.
Cal too.
Patino. She's got the swagger right now. I'm in.
I'm very surprised by this out of you. I did not picture you as a Patino stan.
What do you
I
think?
do
He's
like
so much
St.
fun
John's
right now.
I like the idea of St. John's making a run, but Patino?
Yeah, he's a great basketball mind. If nothing else, maybe they hang around and become an assistant coach somewhere. Yeah, Patino all the way.
This is a wild take. Okay.
Who's else? Like, oh, Joe 76. Patino's the best character of college basketball left. I agree.
Let's ask Neubeck this when he comes.
Let's go dark horse tonight also. Yeah, let's St. Joe's tonight in the NIT. They're in the quarterfinals. Came back from 19 points down last game. Get it going for Stevie D.
We have breaking Eagles news.
Oh, yeah?
From Adam Schefter. This is, don't get your horses up.
Don't get my Porsches?
Hold on to your horses. Andy Dalton now has passed his physical with the Eagles, and the trade is official.
Thank God.
I mean, listen, that was touch and go there when you got a guy that old. How's the physical going to go?
What is he doing here, Bo? I know he's supposed to be like a coach or an assistant, like mentor kind of, but
I think there's another shoe to drop here.
you think Tanner's going?
I think that is more likely than not. Because as much as they could use the veteran leadership from Andy Dalton and shepherding Jalen Hurts into this new system, $4 million for that? For a number 3 quarterback, given how tight they are against the cap, I don't believe that that's necessarily what they're playing.
That would make the most sense. But also, do you want Andy Dalton shepherding anyone? He's a mediocre player, a lifetime career mediocre quarterback.
Great hair.
Sure, but like if I'm Jalen Hurts and he's telling me anything, I'm just like, yo, bro, I've been to 2 Super Bowls, I won one.
Yeah.
Go sit in the corner and watch me prepare over here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think there's also a little, this is the way that Howie and Jeffrey operate a lot. Sometimes there's a little bit like, oh, Andy Dalton, wouldn't it be fun to have him? Like, there's a guy we know. Like,
I mean, he's not Flacco.
The way that it was described once, which I have held on to forever, is that sometimes Howie and Jeffrey are kind of like art collectors when it comes to players. And
who wants Dalton hanging on the wall? That's a horrible piece of art.
I mean, the guy's been around. Everybody recognizes a Dalton. You see that red hair.
That's a bad piece of art to collect.
My other one that I've been working on, which I think you would like, is sometimes it feels like the moves the Eagles make are kind of Howie hitting the blunt and being like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, you know what would be funny, man.
Yeah, like Howie 2.0 even better if I find out.
Howie.
He enjoys greenery.
Howie Roseman.
Howie Roseman.
Yeah.
I would be blown away if that actually takes place. Blown away. But I'd respect him so much more. So they turned down someone offered a 3 for Tanner?
That was the rumor. I would believe Anthony reported that last year.
No, I thought just this week.
This week? I did not see that.
I saw that somewhere. Tanner, someone called and offered a 3rd.
I did not see that.
Oh, see if I can find. Maybe it was a.
Yeah, you got to vet
parody
the reporters
account.
here. It could have been,
Yeah.
Joe Reporter, whatever it is. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we're going to come back and talk to Kyle Neubeck. Big night for VJ Edgecombe in a losing effort, and Jared McCain, the best plus-minus in the game. Should be a lot of fun to talk about that with Kyle. Stay with us.
Parks Casino, my casino of choice. You got a great weekend of college hoop watch parties going on. And Parks Casino, it's just a great place for a night of headline entertainment and award-winning dining. They got a ton of good artists. Tickets still available for these headliners. Marcelo Hernandez from Saturday Night Live, July 12th. Friday, April 3rd, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members Cheap Trick take the stage. Saturday, April 18th, Grammy winner Melissa Etheridge. May 14th, Jacob Dylan and the Wallflowers. Comedian Andrew Dice Clay. Hey, May 16th, Long Island Medium. Hey, my cousin Teresa Caputo. June 6th, Saturday, June 12th, All McCartney Live, a tribute to Sir Paul McCartney. Gene Simmons Band, July 24th. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets. You must be 21 or over. If you got a gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER, ParksCasino.com to buy those tickets.
Hey, let's talk Xfinity, okay? Xfinity's 5-year price guaranteed. What if you can have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi and you could keep it the same price for 5 years? I mean, that's Xfinity's 5-year guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. I have that, all right? It's super intelligent Wi-Fi, and it's 6 cents it's got. Lets you stream the game online, even when the family's packing online, doing gaming and everything else. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part: no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. A lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay reliable. And the price should stay put. Xfinity.com. Learn more. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
We're back.
So my bad. It was Jimmy Kempski said the Jets inquired before getting Geno Smith, and we're told it would cost a second-round pick.
That's a good report out of Jimmy. I'm sorry I missed that. Good job by Jimmy.
Yeah.
Would you take a second for Tanner? I mean, would you take a third? If they said a second and the Jets countered with a third, would you have accepted that?
I probably would take a third.
I think you would. I think you would want to split the difference and go third that could turn into a second if he starts.
Yeah, that would
10
be a
games
wise
or whatever
move.
it is,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I mean, do I think we overvalue him a little bit here? Maybe. It didn't look great the last game.
Yeah,
good.
No.
But would you have to take? You would have to take a quarterback sometime in this draft.
Not if you have Andy Dalton.
Shut up, Andy Dalton.
I mean, he's a fine backup.
Yeah, but you need to groom something. You have to have the third QB in the room.
Yeah, you would draft somebody late potentially, but you don't
yeah.
have to if you have Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
The Andy Dalton.
Dude, yeah, I mean it's a pretty amazing that we got him. It's unbelievable. We're so lucky.
$4 million they're paying him.
Cheap, right? For a guy like that, so cheap. I mean, someone just put in the chat. I mean, he's been to 2 Pro Bowls. I mean, man,
I bet he's been to more than that. He's only been to 2 Pro Bowls.
I don't know.
I feel like he's been to more than that.
Yeah, I don't think that's a statement on his talent.
I agree. That's what this is. This is a Pro Bowl commentary.
Yeah,
I bet that Andy Dalton has been to 5 Pro Bowls. No, maybe. I bet he's been to 4. Let's see.
3, right in the middle. 3-time Pro Bowler.
3-time Pro Bowler.
He was one. He was a
as
2-time.
Rookie. He was there as a rookie.
Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. How about that?
We're talking.
Yeah.
Horned Frog.
Oh, yes.
Actually, what's interesting is he and Jalen are probably the 2 best second-round pick quarterbacks in the NFL.
Currently?
Yes.
Or all-time currently?
Currently. Well, Breeze was a second-round pick, so that's probably the best of all time. But usually second-round pick quarterbacks, it's kind of like a really bad bet.
Yeah.
'Cause if they're good enough, they're going to go in the first. But maybe that'll be their bond in the quarterback room.
Did he play last year at all?
I think he did have to play a couple games last year. Started 1 game. Year before that, he took Bryce Young's job for a bit.
Stop.
That's true.
I know it's true, but come on. Andy Dalton stinks. He's going to stink here.
The problem is that Andy Dalton, there's no arm strength left.
No, he's not like Flacco. Can still sling it all over the place.
That is the difference. Flacco can still throw it. I don't think that Andy Dalton can.
No, he's
get
not the
25
rifle
yards
anymore.
Downfield. Yeah.
No.
Put everything he has into a 25-yard out. Like, everything. There's no bouncing back from that.
No.
That's a weird move.
Father time. It's totally weird. There has to be a move coming.
Okay. All right, let's bring him in. Kyle Neubeck, our great Sixers reporter. Kyle, how are you?
Hanging in there, fellas. How we doing today?
What's up, Kyle?
We're doing good. I think you know that we want to talk McCain.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, if you were a Sixers fan, I can't blame you at all if like this is your final straw. Like, and I know that you guys have talked about it, but like, what is the point of following this team if we're going to be giving up a second-year player like this for little value, and then the hubris that came after it to then see him go out. I don't know. It's like I don't even know what my question is. It's just, is everybody allowed to be angry?
Of course they are. And I would say it added. So first you had the sell high comment from Morey right after the deadline, which like obviously that has not played well at all. But then for Nick Nurse at the podium last night to basically say like, yeah, I really felt like he was going to break out and he was going to have a bunch of these high scoring games like he used to have. And it's like, well, if you thought that, maybe that would have been useful on your basketball. I compared it to how LeBron now has this history of being like, oh, yeah, I knew this was going to happen for things that were very hard to predict. It's like, what are you talking about? It's kind of incoherent with letting him go. But, yeah, I mean, look, we'll see what they end up doing with this first-round pick they got in that trade. I think the thing that really stung is that wasn't then used to upgrade the team at the deadline. I think you could have easily sold people, myself, fans, whoever it might be, on, yeah, we moved Jared, but we brought in like a starting caliber power forward.
Right.
We brought in a couple of guys who maybe are better fits with Tyrese Maxey and VJ, guys who you don't have to worry so much about, hey, what does it look like defensively and this and that. I think it's the fact that they traded him and there was nothing of consequence that happened at the deadline. So what the front office and the team will say is, hey, judge us once we make this pick or use that pick in order to upgrade the team. And while that's fair to some extent, it really is like, I don't know that they were prepared for this kid to go to OKC, play 20 minutes a night, and just immediately get back to 40+% from three and contributing on the best team in the league. I don't think they priced that in to the evaluation of the whole thing.
So a couple follow-ups. The first one is, to what degree, and with Nurse involved here, do you think that the Sixers are culpable in terms of the actual player development with him early in the season and not getting him back to this level that he was at last year?
There's certainly some of it. I sympathize with them in the sense that I think it's tricky when you say, okay, if Jared is going to play mostly the non-Maxey minutes and you have VJ is going to be the guy who gets a lot of the developmental, like on ball, run the offense, point of attack type stuff. So there aren't going to be like limitless opportunities for Jared. But when you look at how he's been used in OKC, it is similar to how they used Jared last year. And this year, I think there was, I don't know if the numbers back this up necessarily, but it felt like there was a lot more Jared is just a corner spacer or like a stationary player compared to last year where you see movement and relocation and he's in dribble handoffs with, whatever big it is. I think the big thing that when he gave the quote recently, it was really striking. They've had some of those through the legs handoffs. They had one last night, actually, I think on the second three that he hit that made Tyrese Maxey just make some faces, we'll say, on the sidelines. But he got asked about those types of plays recently in OKC, and he was like, yeah, I saw Joel doing those all the time with Tyrese in Philly, and was like, oh, those would be nice, but never really got an opportunity to get into the same stuff. And it's just a shame because we've all seen the types of players that Joel has had success with, the JJ Redicks, the Seth Currys, guys who are, can make those little combination plays around the wings along the sidelines. So the fact that they weren't able to get him as involved on that front, I think is certainly a failure of the coaching staff for sure.
So my other question is about that little Maxey moment, which you referenced, where they catch him on the bench being like, just looking like he's sick to his stomach. And that's a little snippet, it could be misleading. But I do wonder about when you make a trade like this, what is the effect on, the guys who are going to be here for a while? And we know that Maxey and McCain got along. This is the guy who he brought in last year as a first-round pick. You feel like this is going to be your nucleus moving forward. I would imagine there were, conversations with Maxey about it from Morey's perspective. But I don't know, the soft impact on the locker room from a move like that.
Yeah, you can tell that he had endeared himself to a lot of teammates the way he did to fans. And Maxey specifically said, this was my first young guy that I was kind of the mentor of, and I'm showing him the ropes. You got to do this, you got to do that. And so certainly there was a lot of camaraderie built there. Now, I will say, if there was an impact to, team psyche, or however you want to categorize it, it's mostly the injuries that I think have hurt that. And I think that the McCain factor probably just compounds it, where it's like, okay, maybe if we had Jared, you have one extra guy out there who's got some offensive juice. And so maybe some of these games that are no chance type of wins turn into, hey, that's a, more of a 50-50 game, and you can steal some of these. You give credit to the guys who've been left here, from VJ to Quentin to Justin Edwards, that they were able to scrape by on the West Coast trip and some of these other recent games. They beat Portland, they beat Brooklyn. And so they're in the play-in right now, but anywhere as high as like the 5th seed is still in play as Paul and some of these other guys get back. So I would say the one thing that I try to get across to fans all the time, vibes can be very temporary in the NBA, good or bad, because there are so many games. You really just don't have time to feel sorry for yourself. It's like the moment that you start thinking, oh man, season's over, or boy, we're in a good groove, all of a sudden you get hit with 1 injury, 2 injuries, and you lose 4 in a row. But this could be the opposite, right? They're getting everybody back, presumably very soon, and maybe you rip off some wins to end the year, and then all of a sudden nobody's thinking about Jared McCain potentially.
Hey, Kyle, can I just stick with McCain and the Nick Nurse? Did you think the Nick Nurse, it felt a little like he was getting back to he's a big streaky guy. Like, I don't know. I felt like he took a little shot maybe at McCain by just saying, he's just a streaky guy. He's going to get his nights here and there.
I don't think it was intended that way. I think you could certainly take it that way. I don't think Nick is like, because Nick would tell you he's a super hard worker, and like he's one of many people in that building who would sing Jared's praises. Now, whether he believed in him as a big time piece or not that's another story, and I think probably played a part in the trade evaluation. But yeah, like I don't think that was intended as like, boy, you don't know what to expect from this kid. Because the one thing I will say to defend Nurse on the McCain front, he did play him around 15 to 20 minutes a night. So not materially different than what he's getting in OKC for a good like 2 months of this season. And McCain couldn't break through. Now, that's not to excuse like how he was used and the difference now that he's in OKC being used closer to how he was in his rookie year. But he did give him an opportunity, and Jared, coming off the injury, multiple injuries, in fact, struggled to use that this year.
To what degree do you think this move was made so that the Commanders could sign Odafe Owe?
I sure hope that there was a 0% reason behind that. I can't say that I know Josh Harris's inner thinking to determine that. But yeah, it's one of those things that the optics on anytime the Commanders do anything at this point and the Sixers just duck the tax again at the deadline, business. You're like, maybe someone shouldn't own a direct rival of a Philadelphia sports team.
I agree. All right, let's build. Let's build the bull case here. You said they could get up to 5. It looks like they are just a game and a half back of the Raptors. They're getting guys back. What is the case for being excited about the stretch run here for the Sixers?
So Paul George should be back tomorrow against Chicago. And while I know people are disappointed in Paul for a multitude of reasons because he's getting paid quite a bit of money, he is someone who kind of ties together the whole vision of this team, where they don't have a lot of wing depth, they don't have a lot of shooting, and he ensures that you get 30-plus minutes of quality wing play. He's their best perimeter defender, can shoot the ball, can create a little bit. He is a secondary creator so that VJ doesn't have to do everything, or right now Quentin doesn't have to do a whole heck of a lot. And so Paul coming back is going to be a big lift. I tend to think that Joel is going to come back tomorrow as well, along with Paul, and they'll get the reinforcements on that front. Like he's a bit overdue, frankly, compared to average wait time on this oblique injury that he's been dealing with. And so it just seems like it would make sense. Like they bring them both back at once, and then it's full steam ahead until the end of the regular season. And I think one of the good things about this stretch is that VJ has gotten a lot of opportunities as the undisputed number one guy, someone who's got to run the offense, and really hasn't had the luxury to say, I started slowly. I'm going to, fade into the background. I'm going to play make for other guys. And I think the aggression that he played with against OKC and some of these other teams that played recently is going to serve him well, where the push-pull all year has been, can they get VJ to be in that aggressive mode while he's playing with all the stars? And I think now that he's had this opportunity to get up like 28 shots in a game, to be a featured player every night, he is ready to potentially make another mini leap within the regular season and then going into the playoffs. And so that sets you up where Maxey's going to be your undisputed guy on the perimeter in a playoff setting, right? But if he gets doubled and he gets trapped, I think you can feel better about VJ as a guy who's going to attack those second side mismatches. Joel is obviously going to command a lot of attention in the middle of the floor. And I worry about the defense because I don't like the scheme. I don't think many people like the scheme at this point. But I think they have had a really good offense when they've been healthy. And that is also the key to having a good defense, right? You put the ball in the basket and you can set up in the half court. It's going to be a lot tougher for teams to score on you. So I do believe in the offensive ceiling of this team. They have a ton of talent, young and veteran, and they have the right mix of guys around them when they are whole. Being whole has been the whole thing. That's been the story of the season. Wake everybody up when they're in the playoffs and see if they're healthy. I'm hoping that they're able to get there. To me, the biggest variable, does Tyrese Maxey suffer any, shooting woes or issues as a result of this pinky injury? Because last year when he tried to play through it, it was pretty rough before they shut him down. So that, to me, is the biggest X factor left in this season.
What is his timetable?
So he's supposed to be reevaluated, I believe, next week. I want to say it's around a week from today, maybe a week from tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see. I believe Kelly Oubre is also on schedule to either get reevaluated today or tomorrow, sometime in the middle of this week. So expecting reinforcements on the wing outside of Paul George as well.
I'm looking through, you mentioned VJ the last 3 games where he's kind of been the man. 31.7 points a game, 8.5 rebounds, 6 assists, but almost 42% from 3. I did not see that coming at all this early in his career.
Yeah, well, he went 7 for 15 against OKC, and some of those are shots where, they're all in his face. He's getting chased around by Lou Dort for most of that game. He's a very tough and, frankly, sometimes dirty defender. So mostly I was happy he got out of there unscathed on the injury front. But, I think the moment for me of the game was VJ had a drive from the left wing, collapses the defense, 2 guys on him, drops the ball off to Dalen Terry on the baseline. Terry recycles the offense, and VJ relocates from under the rim to the opposite corner, so travels across the whole floor, gets his feet set, receives the ball on another pass, and hits a corner 3 from the opposite corner where he started. And the instinct to just, it's all one fluid motion. I got to clear this space. Ball's going to find me. And then get your feet set, get the mechanics together, was super, super impressive. And I think to start the fourth quarter as well, he scored 10 points in like 3 minutes to open the fourth quarter, having already played the entire third. So they're just, they're putting everything on his shoulders and saying, if you got to play the whole second half to keep this close, you're going to do it. And even as we're watching him battle fatigue, watching him keep his shooting mechanics and everything where it's supposed to be is, to me, super encouraging, because it shows that all the refinements that he's made on the shot dating back to the offseason, training camp, preseason, are staying together when he's fatigued. Because that's where you normally see, like, if a guy's built up either bad habits or just habits that they're trying to get out of him in general, that's where normally, like, tired legs, the mechanics break apart. And so seeing that, I think, reinforced to me, he's made real progress as a shooter. And I think over the long term, he's going to be even better from there in basically every way.
It felt like for years we saw Maxey getting pretty beat up without getting the calls. And then you see VJ not get a free throw attempt last night? Am I just a paranoid Sixers fan, being that the refs hate our young guards?
So last night, I will say they let a lot of contact go both ways. The Thunder, who Shai Gilgeous-Alexander normally shoots a ton of free throws, they didn't shoot many free throws last night either, I don't believe. He is getting a very clear rookie whistle. In fact, they did overturn a potential third foul on SGA that the explanation on it was outrageous on the replay review, and I was very upset with that in the middle of that game. But yeah, I think those will come. I think some of it is the same thing that Maxey dealt with, which is, yes, he's driving quite a bit, but he's not initiating contact as much as he needs to. A lot of it is like, if you let the other guy be the aggressor and move you off your spot, you're going to end up taking shots that you're not being fouled, but you're falling away from the basket. So as he gets bigger and stronger, as he gets older, I think there'll be more like VJ putting his shoulder into somebody, VJ learning kind of the dark arts of foul drawing with the rip throughs and other things. So as the game slows down and as he gets stronger, I think you'll see that stuff start to come.
All right, Kyle, can I run you through some non-Sixers questions quickly?
Sure.
All right. First off, I'll give you the Daily Five. Which newcomer to the Phillies are you most excited to have in your life over the next several months? There's not too many. I mean, it's Garcia, it's Crawford, it's
I was
Painter.
going to say, give me the guy with the massive arms, Garcia.
Okay,
That's
I like
just,
that.
you
Yeah,
know,
I think that's fun.
we love
Drop some
we love
bombs.
an extremely jacked baseball player.
Get a little Latin flavor in here. I think they need that. The Philly GM or owner in your life as a fan who you've hated the most?
Oh, you know, weird. I'll just refer to. I feel bad that it's Ed Snyder because, like, God rest his soul, but also Ed Snyder treated the Sixers as like just kind of a side project.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing against him. He obviously was successful and very well liked as a Flyers owner, but I think because of that, his stewardship of the Sixers was a little bit stepchild-esque, we'll say.
I like that. Kind of like what might be happening now. 24 hours you get with any athletic skill, but you only get 24 hours. What do you want?
Ooh. I think it's so. There was a point in time where I was able to rim grazer dunk, right?
Okay.
Like, I'm tall enough that used to be a thing when I had any kind of athleticism left I could do. But being able to, like, really dunk, like Mac McClung, VJ Edgecombe, like that, there is nothing cooler than just like, wow, that guy just jumped like 4 feet straight up and threw down a windmill. Like, I do think that's the one for me.
You, Kyle, and Bree are going to be making those TikToks together.
You got to be able to do it authority. To be able to do it authority.
Yeah. No, listen, it's not as satisfying. It's like, you can technically dunk, but you're only just clearing the rim. It's like just this one little one-handed dunk.
That he could dunk.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a long time and many workouts ago.
In a text thread, when you use the exclamation point reaction, what does that mean?
Typically, it means I'm excited, although sometimes it's like a WTF type exclamation point, because the question mark in my main group chats has a very threatening aura. So the exclamation point actually serves a multiple purpose use.
But you're not using it as like a retweet, essentially. Like,
no, I think I would give like a thumbs up as a retweet within
you're
the
on
chat.
The right side of history here. You are a billionaire tomorrow. What's your first purchase?
I honestly, it's always the most boring answer. I'm clearing all my debts is the first thing.
Right, what's your first indulgent purchase?
Some kind of ridiculous vacation home, right? And I have to think about where, because I don't have allegiance to like any kind of specific Jersey Shore town, for example. My wife and I have talked about retiring to Europe or parts unknown. So I think there'd be a few conversations first, but definitely somewhere where it's like, we can go here whenever we want. I don't think I could do the private jet thing because just the ethical concerns with, all that. But a nice vacation home, that would hit the spot for me.
All right, last one. This is the most important one. Let's say that you have a child one day that turns into a very good basketball player.
Okay.
Are you sending them to play for Rick Pitino, John Calipari, or Danny Hurley?
So it's got to be Calipari, assuming that this child is a guard, because Calipari is going to make that guard a ton of money. And that's, at the end of the day, that's all I'm here for. Like, it's not Pitino is a good coach, right? Like, credit to him for turning the Johnnies around up there. But if you're operating with people who are kind of shady people in the first place, give me the shady guy who's going to make my kid a lot of money. And from talking to Maxey and some of these other Kentucky guys, that allegiance is strong because Maxey is now a full-throated Arkansas fan. He's like, I root for Coach Cal, not Kentucky.
Interesting.
Yeah, that bond is real. So that's something that whatever you say about Cal in terms of the tactical acumen, he creates some real loyalty. So I think it's Cal.
All right.
Well, I gave you that. I said he makes good pros, Cal. But I just want to
about the guys.
I just want to be part about. I just want to be involved in the Pitino
transactional.
show.
Come
I
on.
love the Pitino show. Get me involved.
Oh, the Pitino show is great, but he's also
It doesn't
a little
last
bit
long.
of a weird guy. He doesn't last long. It's a better way of putting it.
All right. Thank you, Kyle. We appreciate it.
See you guys.
Great to talk to you.
Good to see you guys. Talk to you.
Fantastic. All right. We got the brain waiting, so we're going to take our quick break here. On the other side, we'll talk to the brain about his travels.
Crazy travel. Yeah, I mean,
Australia,
we got
New Zealand.
PG, and Embiid might be back.
Pretty good news.
Now I'll tune in.
Okay.
Now I'll tune in.
And you better tune in and keep tuning in. Stay with us.
Let's talk about Rita's. Who doesn't love Rita's? And it's Rita's season. A sweet mystery is going on at your local Rita's. That's right. For a limited time, you can get Peeps flavored Italian ice, and it comes with a tasty secret. Peeps Ice is springtime sweet and deliciously mysterious. Stop by, try it at your local Rita's, and guess the mystery flavor on the Rita's website, and you can win Rita's for an entire year. Just go to ritasIce.com/peeps, and if you guess the right flavor, you'll have a chance to win water ice for the whole year. That's right, the whole year. But you better hurry and get the Rita's to solve this mystery flavor before it's gone. Don't forget to download the Rita's app. New app users will get a free small gelati, ice, or custard with their first purchase. And come on into Rita's and make this season the sweetest one yet with ice, custard, and happiness. Treat yourself to a scoop of happiness today. And you know what you got to do. You got to be cool. Go to Rita's. Attention homeowners. It's time to make your home work smarter, not harder. With a TrueMark Financial home equity line of credit, you can tap into your home's equity to handle renovations, upgrades, or whatever's next on your list. Do a man cave, pay off some high-interest debt. A TrueMark Financial HELOC Select gives you the flexibility to borrow when you need it on your own timeline. You start with a revolving line of credit, use only what you need, and when you're ready, you can lock in all or part of your balance at a fixed rate for those predictable payments. You only pay interest on what you use, and as you pay it back, that credit becomes available again. No reapplying, no extra steps. With competitive rates compared to most unsecured loans and flexible repayment options, this could be a smart move for your home and, more importantly, your wallet. Learn more about TrueMark Financial's home equity line of credit at TrueMark.com or stop by one of their 24 branch locations to get started. TrueMark Financial, they are federally insured by the NCUA. They are an equal opportunity lender, NMLS 404938.
Brain. Brad the Brain Feinberg.
There he is, the brain. How are you?
Good, guys. How you guys doing today?
Doing very well. This is fun because you and I have never talked, but I feel like we've been in the Zoom waiting room together hundreds of times.
Too many times to count.
Yeah.
Too many times to count. Yeah, I know your face better than my wife's.
Tell us about your trip.
It was great. It was great. I was in Australia and New Zealand. Never been. Knocked it off the bucket list. Like New Zealand better of the two. But I like both very, very much. Definitely worth doing. New Zealand to me was just, especially Queenstown.
Okay.
That was this. I mean, Auckland to me was whatever, but Queenstown was just one of the prettiest things I've seen. Like I could certainly be there I could live there. It was just very pretty and scenic and beautiful. Kind of reminds me. Have you guys ever been to Lake Tahoe?
I've never been to Lake Tahoe, actually.
Come on.
A nicer Lake Tahoe. I like Lake Tahoe quite a bit, but a nicer version of that would be how I would kind of answer it. Just very pretty on the lake. And I really enjoyed it. Had a great time. And again, I would highly recommend. I love traveling. Like I would go
Absolutely
to like every country that I could to see the way thing is and how everyone lives and that kind of thing. I'm a huge fan of travel and seeing places I've never been. So these were definitely two places I wanted to go to my entire life. Feel fortunate. It's a long trip to get there, but I enjoyed it very much. And now on to the next one, which will probably be on my honeymoon, because we never took one, but I think we're going to Japan and all places like that.
Oh,
great! You feel like you feel like totally detached and remote when you're down in New Zealand?
You know, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, VJ, you don't see me like I'm like such a slave to my phone that not really. I mean, like, because I just have my phone like with me, so I'm always knowing what's going on in terms of the sports world, like it's such a high level. I'm following it like the same way. It's not good. I feel bad. I'm with my family and I should be just enjoying. And I'm still like, she'd be like, put the phone down. Can't you take 2 seconds off and just enjoy yourself? But I am a slave to following like anything that's happening or whatnot in the sports world. But no, it wasn't that bad in terms of that, VJ. It was still good. I was still able to like kind of know what was going on or whatnot. I actually went with my son. We went to, it was the semifinals, I think, of the Australian Basketball League.
Nice.
And it was actually a game went down to the last shot. It was actually a good game. We watched the Sydney Kings win by 1 point. And it was actually, we had a good time going on.
Any recognizable names in the game?
Do you remember a guy named Torian Craig for the Denver Nuggets?
Yes.
Matthew Dellavedova, I'm sure you guys know him. He played for the Cavs. There was one guy who was really good. He went to SMU. I can't think of the kid's name. He was runner-up for MVP 2 straight years for the Sydney Kings, and he played really well. I thought he looked like he could be in the NBA. He averages like 26 a game there, and he was the best player on the court by a wide margin. He definitely looked like he could be a backup guard in the NBA. I can't think of his name right now, but he was the most impressive player. But it was fun. It was the game went down. Definitely lower quality. I mean, you could tell. Definitely lower quality than like the NBA. It wasn't that. I mean, it was interesting. You could just tell seeing the game quality. But we enjoyed it. It was fun. And again, as I said to everyone, if you get the chance to, in my opinion, travel and do those kind of things, it's just worth it, even though it's obviously, could be a long
And where
trip.
where else did you go in Australia besides Sydney?
We were in Sydney. I went with my son to Tasmania because he's really getting into golf and I suck. So frustrating is the two sports I look at that I think I should be able to be good at are golf and bowling. Because I'm bowling, I'm like, how can you not just ball the ball and get a strike every time? How hard is it? But then it's obviously a lot harder than you think. And golf, I guess it's like anything. It's just the consistency. I'll hit 2 good shots, 2 bad shots, as opposed to guys who are good hit 4 good shots. But there was a golf called Barnbougle. If you Google it, it's ranked 24th, I think, in the world. And it was great. It was great. And then the caddy, when I play golf, because I'm not good, for me, the course isn't important. I like the scenery. Sure. I like seeing stuff that's like, this is really pretty. And he goes to me, he goes, Brad, I got something for you. He goes, because he knew that we were going to New Zealand. He goes, there's a golf course called Jack's Point. He goes, I've played like 100 courses. This is the prettiest course I've ever played. I will tell you this. I played Pebble Beach, which I still rank number 1. But the first 9 holes specifically of this Jack's Point golf course, I would say was the nicest thing I've ever seen. Wow. It was so ridiculously gorgeous and pretty, or whatever adjective you want to use. Back 9 was more like okay, but the front 9 was just so nice. I really loved it. But we were in Tasmania again. You know what's funny? I said to my son, I don't know why I'm telling the story, but it was like hard to find a place. It's such a remote place. And I found this place because the Barnbougle was sold out. So I found this like place to stay at. And I said to my son, I go, I just have this weird feeling. I don't know why. We got there at like 9:30 at night. I go, I just have this weird feeling we're going to go to the front desk. There's going to be no one there. And we're just going to be like, what are we going to do tonight? Sure enough, we get there at 9:30. It's pitch dark. And like no one is there to let us in. And it's like we close at like 7 p.m. and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell am I gonna do? I mean, this is like we're in this godforsaken place where there's nothing, there's no lights, there was nowhere to I mean, there was no hotels. I can't even tell you. And I'm like, and then I'm trying to call to the number to like reach this woman who works there, and like she lives there. It's I guess her house / property or whatever. And I just can't get a dial out. And then my son goes to Chat GPT, like, how do you dial out to get to whatever? And somehow it gave him it got him where this lady answered, and this lady gets there. She's like, how come you didn't call us and tell us what time you were arriving? I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was like that. She's like, how dare you? Like,
how dare you?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry. I really wasn't trying to be rude or disrespectful. She's like, yeah, we were waiting for you. We thought you just didn't show up. And I truly didn't know. I don't. But anyway, we got let in. But it was kind of, she had like a very, I can't say it, like, but like I felt like I was in the movie The Shining. She was very like
running a Tasmanian devil.
She really did. Like,
yeah,
no joke. Very like, I don't want to say evil. That wouldn't be the right word, but like just like. You just
Which
someone you
accent
didn't
did you
want
like better, the Australian or the New Zealand?
The what? Oh, the
Which
golf
accent
course.
did you like better?
Oh, I like them both.
Yeah,
I like them both, and then I mean, I like them both. Oh, we also went. We did this thing where we went like kind of like they had this thing called like this go-karting thing, which was kind of fun. We did as well. There was this. It was a fun trip. I mean, it was enjoyable. And again, I recommend to people, travel, see these places. It's just a fun thing to do.
All right, let's talk a little grind here. As I think some people think that the second weekend of the tournament is actually superior to the first, right? Because you get the good teams and there's still a lot of action. I still prefer the first weekend because of the action, but we know these teams a little bit better now. Anything sort of jumping out to you in terms of what we're going to see on Thursday and Friday?
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm very curious your opinion on this. Like, I mean, I believe, and I know some people like are fighting it, but I believe, and I know there's been a bazillion articles on it, guys, that the days of like those first round fun upsets, I think a lot of that is like, I hope you enjoyed it. It's just not going to happen nearly as much going forward.
Yeah, those small schools
I think
can't
it's
compete with the
becoming a little bit
NIL
more
schools. I mean, just
correct.
No way.
Right, and you
Correct.
just look
I
at
think
like the Ken Palm rankings of the 13 seeds have dropped precipitously over the past 2 years. But
Yes.
I still think there will be sort of an ebb and flow there.
You need a small school, mid-major with a billionaire. It's like, yo, let's go, 20 million. Let's find some players.
Siena kind of nearly beat Duke, right? Like it's
with 5 players.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, look, they absolutely did. That is true. Look, I'm looking forward to it. Look, again, for everyone who watches, like I'm a huge Michigan guy. I went to Michigan, and actually, my biggest bet is on Michigan to win the tournament.
Okay.
I only took, by the way, I only have 3 teams. I was boring. I have Michigan, Arizona, and Duke were the 3 teams I put bets on.
Oh, interesting.
VG, I copied you. Not
Nice.
nearly as good of a number as you got, but still.
Trying to warn you back in November.
Who did you take? Arizona?
I got Arizona in
You
November.
did?
I grabbed them.
Okay.
Yeah, you did. I think you got like 15-1 or something like that, right?
15-1.
Yeah, you got a great number. But I think it's going to be, honestly, I really think it's going to be one of those teams when it's all said and done. I think Michigan is the best team. I think they're going to prove that. We will see, obviously. Listen, there's going to be 8 exciting games here. And listen, at this point, I think anyone can beat anyone. If you look at the lines, I mean, the only double-digit line actually is Michigan. That's the only one that's even, all these other lines are relatively close. So I think we should hopefully get 8 pretty good games here.
All right. You got any other college basketball questions, or should we move to baseball?
Yeah, let's move to baseball.
All right. Yeah. Now, VJ tells me you're a little down on the Phils. So,
Well, here's the thing I will say, though, is one of the teams I was high on was the Braves. And again, I always say you choose to be right or you choose to be consistent. I choose to be right. The Braves have had guys if you want to talk about like, okay, let's suppose you're God and you hate the Atlanta Braves. And you're like, all right, what am I going to do to piss them off? All right, I'm going to take away their top 3 starters. I'm going to take away 3 of their hitters. They've just lost. It's an avalanche of talent, and it isn't even day one.
yeah.
Look, the Phillies have a good team. I took a shot on them not to make the playoffs, getting big odds. I did bet them under 91.5 wins, which I do like. I don't think it's a 92-win team, personally. I just don't. I don't think
that number
they
in Parks is
improved.
down to 89.5.
Yeah, well, again,
Yeah.
I think for good reason. I thought the number should have been for the Phillies around 88.5. That's what I made it. So it was 3 games off of what I thought it should be. I could even buy some back and take over and give myself a really nice middle. But I think I'm just going to kind of, let it go. But look, listen, I could easily see it working out where they're great. They're an amazing team. They go to the World Series. There's certainly a picture I can see that. But here's one thing, guys, that people don't talk about, in my opinion. Last year, Kyle Schwarber gave them an all-time season.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're expecting that again from him, I think you're barking up the wrong tree. That's just my opinion. Not that he's not really good. He is. But to me, I think that getting a 55 home run year out of him with 130 RBIs or whatever the exact stats
I think that's fair.
is a lot to ask. And they got that year. And Zach Wheeler, do we know we're getting the best pitcher in baseball again when he comes back? I'm going to say probably not. I hope, again, I really am a Philly person in heart, and I always root for anything Philly. So I hope, again, I hope to be wrong. I really do, not just saying it. But I just think that those are 2 really big questions. And then I always compared on a much different level because he didn't have the postseason. But in terms of his regular season success, I always thought Aaron Nola was kind of like a poorer man's Madison Bumgarner, where he was tough. He had a good gritty career, pitched a lot of innings. But Aaron Nola, to me, it just seems like he has a lot of wear and tear on him. And again, like Bumgarner just lost it, like at about this age, where he went from being World Series hero to being out of the game, basically, because he just didn't have it anymore. I'm not saying that's Aaron Nola, but I'm also not saying it isn't him. And that's another big thing. And then Sanchez.
Have you been paying attention to his outings this spring? I mean, he had so many innings. Last year, he didn't pitch nearly as many innings. He got injured. He's hitting already 94 and
he's always been a slow starter.
3 times last year.
Yeah. He's always been a slow starter. And then it seems like this year, hopefully that's not going to be the case, because that's always been his bugaboo. It's always been his velocity at the beginning of the year. So that is very encouraging. He's always been kind of like a tick or 2 below. And he's always been one of those guys that needs to take like a month to get ready. I just think in Painter's another. Look, Painter, hopefully we get what we thought he was before he had the arm injury. I just think there's a lot of questions on the team, to me, personally. But again, it's still obviously a good team, guys. And again, they're over under, despite everything I've said, is 89.5, which is you look at the National League, you're like, okay, the Dodgers are sitting around 100, the Mets are around 90, and they're around 90, the Phillies. So the Phillies are considered right there as the second best team in the National League. I just think there's potentially some questions that where it's not a slam dunk that they're just going to come back. And again, like, let's take Christopher Sanchez. He was, from an analytics standpoint, the number 1 pitcher in the National League last year.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying he isn't,
but it's unlikely.
I'm just saying he's had 1 year doing that. And like someone, I always like many years of seeing something before I truly trust it. And like, that's all I'm saying, especially with baseball. And if I told you that Christopher Sanchez goes from a 2.50 ERA to a 3.30 ERA, that's still a really good year. But it wouldn't be the best pitcher in baseball, which is what he was last year. I mean, we're probably with Skeens the 3 best pitchers in the National League. The Phillies had 2 of them. And I'm just saying, to me, I think there's questions. Will you get those kind of years again? And if not, it's going to be hard to win 90 games.
So if you were looking for a little middle with the Phillies, would you consider the under with like winning the NL East, or do you believe that it'll be the Mets if the Braves are going to come back given all those injuries?
You know, it's funny. I bet and again, because I was shorting the Phillies, I did an exacta, which Parks has this stuff. You could do like which two teams come in first and second, and I took the Mets and Braves, and I felt those would be the top two teams. But if you were to ask me today, I think the Mets are the most likely winner, but I probably right now have Philadelphia ahead of Atlanta because of all the stuff that's happened to Atlanta, none of which is good. But again, like as I said, the Phillies have a lot of talent. I think Bryce Harper actually will be better than he was last year, and he wasn't even bad last year. He just missed some time, and I think we'll get a slightly better year out of him, and maybe a slightly worse year out of Schwarber. But again, listen, I love it when baseball starts, guys. It's a marathon baseball, 162 games. So it takes forever to marinate. And what I always say is, you want to choose your luck in the playoffs. And last year's playoffs with the Dodgers is the best example I could ever give. They were dead against the Blue Jays. They never should have won that series. They did. I will stand up here and I will show my work. The Phillies should have beaten the Dodgers. They outplayed them in 3 of the 4 games, but the breaks went against the Phillies. The Kirkering can't throw a ball to home plate. Those are the things that you want on the biggest day, the biggest games. You need to have the baseball gods go your way and not say, "Oh man, Kirkering throws the ball from 4 feet. He throws the ball into the can't." Things like that when they go against you. That's when your season ends. When you blow a 3-0 lead in the 7th inning against the Dodgers, that's when your season ends. When you lose these close games in the playoffs, that's when your season ends. Versus the regular season, it's great. It pays for everyone's salary and enjoyment, but it's just that. It's kind of just a big exhibition because the only thing that really counts at the end of the day is the postseason.
What is your other favorite over-under bet around the league?
Guys, I have so many. I mean, I'll read you my portfolio right now here. I'll bring it up for you. I think it's a damn good one. Doesn't mean it's going to win, but I will put my portfolio up there against anyone in the world of what I have. Okay. I will start. I have the Astros under 86.5. I think you could still get that at around 85.5. So I don't think the Astros are winning 87 games. A's over 75.5. You still should be able to get 76.5. I think they're an underrated team. Love the Royals this year's guys. I bet over 80.5.
Ooh.
It's now 83.5. I still like the over even there. I think the Royals will win that division. They're around plus 250 to win that division. I think they're better than the Tigers. Mets over 87.5. It's now 90.5. Phillies under 91.5. Guardians under 80.5. It's down to 78.5. Pirates over 73.5. It's now up to 78.5. The Pirates are probably my biggest investment as an on team, but that was it again, 73.5. It's gone up 5 games.
So are you disappointed in them sending Connor Griffin down?
Extremely. I expected it, guys, but to me that was like that
was priced in.
Square. Yeah, I wasn't accounting on it, but I'm like, I think they improved their team a lot, though. They really did improve it. First of all, I think Bubba Chandler's going to be really good for them this year. Jared Jones will be back in like probably May. They added Ryan O'Hearn, Brandon Lau. They added 2 legitimate professional hitters, Marcelo Ozuna, 3 professional hitters, which they didn't have last year. Again, I need them to win 74 games. I don't need them to win the World Series, although I did bet them at 15-1 to win the division as well. And I did a big exacta with them and the Cubs at 50-1, which is one of my best bets I've ever put in. Probably not going to win, but the odds I got are so much less than that. My biggest under bet, Cardinals under 74.5, is down to 69.5.
Wow.
That was my biggest under bet of any team. I think the Cardinals are going to be god awful. I bet the Brewers under 88.5. That's down to 84.5. I did bet the Twins under 74.5. That's 72.5.
It's just moving lines. It's just moving lines.
Yeah,
Brad.
I mean, the Rays under 78.5, 76.5 now. So yeah, I mean, basically most of all these Nationals is 65.5. That's still 65.5. I like that under. I think they're going to be quite bad. But most of these bets I put in have moved at least 3 games. But that's why I'm doing this stuff at the way beginning, because come, March, those numbers aren't gonna be there anymore. I was betting this stuff in, in November or whatever they came out, December. So, got to be a day early versus a day late. Yeah, well, yeah, I already getting my NFL bets down, guys. So again, that's already up. So
Eagles over under.
Unders in the NFL. What's that?
Eagles over under.
One of my biggest bets, Eagles under.
What is it? 10.5?
10.5. I think they're going to win nowhere. I really don't like the Eagles this year, but we'll see how it plays out. I don't.
Would you bet Eagles under 9.5?
I wouldn't bet it, but I think they're going to go under that. Wow. Two different things.
I don't think that's a super crazy take.
Wow.
I hope you got good odds.
What do you have? How many Brad joining you today?
All right.
No,
go ahead.
We'll see. How many wins you have, Matt?
I think they win 10. So I'm with you.
All right.
To a point.
That would get me there.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to win 6 or 7.
Wow.
6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good way to end it.
We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the division is going to be extremely, extremely, extremely improved. But I'll let you guys run on that note.
Oh my gosh.
At
6 or
6
7.
and 11?
This studio might burn down.
Yeah.
At least
they've had a good run though here, guys. So I
Yeah.
can't complain if you're a Phillies an Eagles fan. They've had a lot of great years in the last couple of years. So you have to respect what they've done and accomplished, because it's a lot. They've done a lot. I mean, they've 2 Super Bowls in the 3 years, multiple playoff appearances, extreme consistency. Again, what they've done is incredible. They have a great organization. Again, part of this is I think they're going to trade AJ Brown. I don't know what you think, if you agree or disagree. And I think that's going to be a massive loss to their team. And I think they're going to still trade him. We'll see how it plays out. Yeah. But my instincts say he's still going to be one.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you both.
Thanks, Brain.
Appreciate
Welcome
you both.
back stateside.
Good guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for joining us. All right.
Ooh, 6 wins.
6 or 7.
Yikes.
Uh-oh. Bad news for the show.
Yes, bad news for the show.
Although, people will tune in to be angry.
Yeah.
So, it could be worse. The worst is like 9.
Yeah.
Just
mediocre.
mediocre.
Just mediocre.
Yeah.
All right.
6.
That's the last.
6 is exciting.
Adios, Nick. If it's 6.
Well, 6 is that's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do one quick
Last
nug.
thing. Oh yeah, let's hear the nug.
We'll do one quick nug.
One quick nug.
Yeah.
And then back in the day, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's hear the nug.
All right.
Is it a dank nug?
No, this is a family show. This is brought to you by Golden Nugget.
Okay.
We got a new item at the ballpark.
Okay.
Wilt's chocolate smothered berries. Yeah. Not something I was super excited about.
That's not
to say they're not great berries.
No, but that's not screaming the middle of summer to
the
me.
Ballpark. And I mean, I have them over at Reading Terminal. They're fantastic, but I don't know. It feels
that's
like
not a summer snack.
Odd
that's
ballpark.
Get all over your hands.
I'm sure they get a
95
spoon.
degrees outside.
I'm sure you get a good spoon with it, but yeah, it doesn't scream take me out to the ball game. Wilt's the chocolate smothered berries.
I mean, I'm glad
I love Wilt's
diversifying the portfolio.
Yes.
Yeah, give me that. Frankly, at Wells Fargo,
yes.
You know,
I would love that at Wells Fargo.
Right.
Yes,
but at the bank,
yeah. I thought not to say I support them. Support them. They're locals. All right, we'll go back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh yeah!
We're right up against overtime, so we hit overtime. Don't forget, follow us on YouTube where we continue the show. And hit the subscribe button, like, comment on it. All those fun algorithm things.
PHLY.com, baby.
Yeah.
This is a great back in the day.
Yeah, so we're going back to where it all started. Boom goes the dynamite.
I love this.
The Indiana Pacers are looking for a measure of revenge tonight against the New Jersey Nets and to strengthen their playoff hopes. The Nets won the last Sunday's matchup 94-85, which left the Pacers 1 game behind the Chicago in the 7th series spot. Let's check out the highlights.
This poor kid.
Steven Jackson to David.
Oh, no.
Reggie Miller's looking good. He shoots a 3, and it's good.
No, this poor kid.
Later, he gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
There you go.
The final scores ended up with the Pacers 63 to the Nets 61.
Now, this poor kid.
Passes it to the man is the thing that used to always live in my head as well.
Poor Brian Collins of Ball State. He was filling in for the regular broadcaster. The teleprompter broke, and he had to ad-lib it.
Yeah.
Horrible situation for the kid. But out of that comes the legendary.
I think he stayed in the business for a little bit.
Did he?
Yeah, I believe so. I remember reading an interview with him where he had a pretty good sense of humor about it all.
He should be on Cameo. I would love to get a Boom Goes the Dynamite message from him.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
love that. And he stuck with it. Good for him.
He
for
did. I mean, you hear the
persevering.
deep breath. He's like,
Oh, no.
the worst.
Reggie Miller's looking good.
Yeah.
Pass it to the man, and
Pass it to
boom
the
goes dynamite. Bree, had you ever seen that before, or are you too young?
I've never seen that.
No.
Really?
I feel like I've heard it, but I don't think I've ever actually
Okay.
watched that. No.
Yeah. Became
So
a
thank you for
viral
that.
thing. They were doing it on Sports Center. They'd be like, boom goes the dynamite.
No, that's incredible.
Oh, man. Pass it to the man. Pass it to the man is so funny.
To the
Just say
man.
pass it to the man. And boom goes the dynamite. Just the long silence.
So much silence. So
and
much
then
silence.
just, Reggie Miller's looking good.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor kid. How old do you think he was when that was? Like 21?
Yeah, maybe. I don't think he was drinking age. Yeah, maybe he was.
Reggie Miller's looking good. Oh, that is a great. That is a great.
That's an
back in the
all-timer,
day.
man.
That's
So
good.
that was 2005.
Do you remember then the SNL skit of
No.
Ray Romano doing something?
No.
Sweet sassy Molassie. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, interesting.
Did he drop a Boom Goes the Dynamite?
Well, I think it was a bit of a playoff.
playoff
It was
yeah.
it was him doing some like interesting catchphrases that something. I need a new muffler, and the cost is going to be prohibitive. Pass it to the man. Oh, that's so good. All right, fun show.
Yeah, thanks for sitting in with me today.
Of course, that was fun.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Flew by.
Hope Cuz is feeling better.
Yeah. Keep the germs at home until he's ready to come. Yeah, come in. But yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Bree.
Thanks, Bree.
Thank you, BG. Thank you, EJ. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Brain, and thank you, chat, for sticking with us. Like the video, all that good stuff, like VG said. Back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Got other shows. Check them out today.
What time are you on?
2 o'clock.
There you go.
With EJ. He's going to have an EJ 8, he says. We'll see what that means.
You don't know?
Don't know.
All right.
If it's an EJ 8th, then maybe How Weed Roseman will join us.
Whoa.
There you go. That's all we got. As always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.